Well, a lot more misinformation out there in social media land and the media about this $4,000 senior stimulus type thing that they're advertising out there. You see all the headlines. So let's break it down and give you the actual reality of what it is or what it could be if the bill actually passes the House and gets to the Senate and signed by the president. And at this point, we're not sure about any of those particular steps. So, are you going to get a $4,000 stimulus check? No, you're not. That's just the reality. And if that's what you came for, then sorry to break the news to you. So I'll give you the bad news, the details of this. Some people will get a little bit extra, but nobody's going to get that $4,000. All right. And so we'll get that. All right. So what it is, this is instead of a replacement, a terrible replacement for the promise, the campaign promise that there are not going to be any taxes on your Social Security checks, your Social Security benefits. And this is always been, it's interesting that when I do the live Q&A, everybody's always wanting this, I don't think Social Security benefits, most people that are in this community or in our community here don't believe Social Security benefits should have been taxed to begin with, but that's what happened since the 1980s. But about half of Americans on Social Security alone don't even pay tax on their Social Security benefits. And my website that I've got up here, if you go into, so this is mygovexpert.com, and you go into the retirement section there, and you click on the little button that says taxation, and it'll tell you for 2025, if you're individual or joint, if you're making $25 up to $34,000, then 50% of your benefits, your Social Security benefits, are your tax. And you're like, oh, okay, that's me. But the trick is that only half of your Social Security benefits, if you're receiving $24,000 a year from Social Security, you only count half of that, $12,000 goes into your gross income. So once these calculations are done, then basically half of Americans on Social Security retirement don't even pay taxes on Social Security. So the whole getting rid of taxes on Social Security wouldn't benefit them at all. Actually, it would be a detriment because since the trust fund is running out, cuts are going to come sooner and they're going to be deeper. You're going to get a cut in your Social Security check sooner and more if the taxes stop. So it's terrible that people are out there saying, I don't want to pay taxes on my Social Security benefits, and they're pushing for it, but it's actually going to hurt them the most. Same type of thing with this new proposal to have this so-called $4,000 stimulus. It's not a $4,000 stimulus. It's basically a $4,000 deduction. So again, you have to you can deduct $4,000 from your Social Security what you pay into income tax, and because half of Americans on Social Security retirement don't pay income tax, that $4,000 means nothing to them. Okay, who does it help? Well, if you're making $75,000 a year, then after all your deductions and everything like that, you make $75,000. Then you can subtract another $4,000, so you're making $71,000. So you subtracted $4,000 from there, and if you're in the 12% tax bracket, that means you save $480. That's it. You're not getting $4,000. Nobody's getting $4,000. Someone's making, 60, 70, 80,000. They're going to get $480 back in taxes. And I'm sure people, but it's not going to help 50, 60, 70% of people out there on actual Social Security. And this is only for 2025, 2027, 2028. Then it sunsets and it doesn't exist anymore after that. So people out there in social media, stop with the hype. It's not a $4,000 stimulus. It's just a tax deduction. And unfortunately, it's not going to apply to most people. The people that are going to get the extra few $100s, are already doing pretty well as compared to the other 50, 60, 70% out there that could really use that $400 or $500 or $600. But unfortunately, it's not going to come to them. So, all right, let's get into some live Q&A here. And if you got any questions, if you're watching this or recording, make sure you subscribe and like and do all that kind of good stuff. And that way, if you ever have any questions in the future, you can come back here and ask them for you or your family. Someone said they had a question about Medicare plans N and G, which I talk about all the times. And then if you call a chapter there, they can help you out with that. They can help you out, explain it in your particular area. I guess this particular person said chapter didn't explain the Medicare supplements, probably because they're like me. That's the reason I chose them. Is they always like Medicare supplement plans, not because they make more money. All Medicare insurance agents make more money enrolling you in a Medicare Advantage plan, but a Medicare supplement plan, if it's right for you, then it's right for you, and that's why they recommend it. But if you can't get it, you can't get it. If you're on Medicaid, you can't get it. If you're on TRICARE, you shouldn't get it. If you're on federal employees health benefits, you shouldn't get it. If you have issues with health underwriting, that you wouldn't be able to get it anyway because you're past your 65th birthday and you can't even get it anyway, because of whatever health conditions you have, then there's no use wasting everybody's time and talk about it if you can't get it. So possibly that is why they didn't discuss it. But if not, yeah, send me an email and I'll reach out to them and make sure, even if you can't get it, maybe you're asking for other people, and we'll make sure that they give all the information. But as usual, guess what? On my website there, again, mygovexpert.com, you go to the little Medicare part there. This is still on a work under progress. I'm still putting the videos and everything in there, but you click on the little Medicare supplements in there and it'll tell you all of it, what Medicare supplement plans are, why I recommend Plan N and all the rest of it. So it looks like I got a little mess up there. All right, still work in progress. And this is our website. This is not mine. I'm getting a lot of good response from the website. It's what, 3 days old. And a lot of people are saying, Ed, you need to add this. You need to add this. This isn't very clear. I don't really understand. Can you rewrite this part? And that's what I'm doing. So yes, anything you have on that, make sure, and I'll show you where to do that. You go into the home there, go into the home screen and provide feedback. So you just click on that little button there, a little thing pops up, and you tell us what should be improved or whatever the case may be. And if you want to throw a couple of bucks there or become a monthly supporter, that'd be awesome too. So, but it's 100% free. So there's a lot of great calculators and everything in there. All right, let's see. Elizabeth, sorry for TikTok. TikTok, you don't see anything. Everybody else does, but TikTok is TikTok, and yeah, they don't play well with the rest of the community. So come on over to YouTube. My question: I'm 63, retired, small pension, and I'm married. My husband is still working. Should I collect now or wait for full retirement age? Guess what? I have. Hey, if you need help with Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, Part D plans, make sure you reach out to my partners at Chapter Medicare. I looked for a place that would help you all out, and Chapter Medicare knocked it out of the park. They've got excellent customer service. They look at every single plan in your area, and their help is always 100% free. Give them a call, and they'll see if they can help you out, and tell them Dr. Ed said hi. Let's see. If you go, let me find this section here. This is called a split strategy. All right, who was this? This is Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth, I'll go ahead and tell you, but in case you don't remember and you want more details, go into my website, go into the family section there. Go down and click on it pops up understanding the overview, understanding family benefits. And what you're talking about is a split strategy, right? So this is a split strategy where the lower income or the lower benefit, usually the lower income worker, let's say if you're the lower income worker, and you're 62 years old, yeah, might be a just good idea to go ahead and get your benefits started. And if your husband is going to continue to work, they continue to work, continue to pay into Social Security benefit. They increase their benefit amount. And then when they file for benefits, then you can file for spouse benefits on their record. you have to file for benefits on there because it's another policy that changed in 2016. It's called the deemed filing. So it gives all the details. So you have to run the numbers. And guess what? For spouse benefits there, you can actually run the numbers. I've got a benefit calculator there that tells you how much your benefit's going to be increased or reduced based on early filing and all the rest of it. So check that out. Completely free, and it tells you about all the spouse benefits, can you work, and all the rest of it. So yeah, you have to run the numbers, but most people do that split strategy. If you got the low wage earner and they're 62, yeah, they go ahead and start collecting benefits on their own record, and then when the higher benefit person files, then that spouse files. But there is that offset there. So you get up to 50% when you file on that person's record. You get the full 50% if you are your full retirement age at that time. So definitely play around with the numbers because it's no one answer for everybody. So all right, let's see. Jerome, can my wife receive spousal benefits before 62? I'm on disability. No, unfortunately. The only time a spouse can receive benefits before 62 is as a surviving spouse. They can start at 60. Or disabled widows, which that's a disability on somebody's record, a deceased spouse's record, and they can start that at 50 years old. But no, unfortunately, person has to be 62 years old. So, all right, let me show some love to TikTok here and let me answer some questions from, don't think we have any questions from TikTok, just a bunch of hays and hellos. Let's see here. I'm 62 on SSD. After the trial work period and the EPE begins, does my vacation and holiday pay that's included and itemized on my weekly check go towards the SGA level? So yes, it's gross wages. However your employer figures that out, then that's how it's done. And again, go to my website there, disability, and you click on the little working while benefits. And then I've got a really long work incentives. And it sounds like you already know it because you're using the acronym, the trial work period, the extended period of eligibility. And then it gives you all of the details on there. So this is my guide to work incentives to try to get you, everybody wants you to try to go back to work if you're able to do it. And Social Security does and Congress does. So that's why they come up with these incentives. But this is the one that more people get the largest overpayments. They get overpaid because the whole system of work incentives, for disability or it's way crazy. It's difficult. So as an attempt to do that, that's why I've come up with this guide there. And I've actually got a calculator that you can put in there. So trial work period, and it tells you all that. And then you answer a few questions there and you put in, have you started your trial work period? I'm not sure. And then you put how much you're making, are you self-employed and everything, and it'll tell you whether you're in your trial work period or whether this is an EPE month, and it'll give you all the details. So definitely check that out. And it's free. Free is good. No freaking kidding. Did you ever think we would get anything at all from the beginning of all of this? Well, we could always be hopeful, right? So I'm on SSI. Do I have to accept retirement at the age of 62 so SSA can take me off SSI? Yes, unfortunately, yes. Because SSI is a needs-based system and that money doesn't come out of the trust fund. That's not money that you paid into the trust fund that you're eligible for because you paid into it. SSI is a welfare-based program. It comes out of general taxation. So when that happens, if you're eligible for any other benefits, retirement benefits, workers' comp, pensions, or whatever the case may be, you have to get them. And yes, they will offset. So if you're going to get, so the maximum this year for SSI is $967. If you're going to get $1,000 from retirement, then your SSI is done. So, but if you're getting Medicaid because of receiving SSI, even though you're stopped, you might be able to continue Medicaid. Yeah, so make sure you understand that. And I need to add that to my website that SSI loss Medicaid continues. And I'll add that. That's another thing. So thank you, Mark, for bringing that to my attention. That's why you asked the question, because you didn't find it on my website. You're awesome like that. I appreciate it. This is a team effort. Do survivor benefits ever run out or end? No. Well, when you become a survivor, when you become the deceased, but no, they never end. You get them forever and ever and ever. I'm 63 and applied online from 325. How long should it take before I see a check? Under normal circumstances, if you're eligible for a check effective, your check should have been there today, then your check would be there today under normal circumstances. But this ain't normal circumstances. Doge went in there and, ran a bunch of people out of the agency. So all bets are off. So contact your politician and say, hey, I need that check. This is the problem right now with it. And so it's been a problem for a while. Social Security is a 50-year low in terms of staffing. And that was before Elon Musk or the current administration or Doge even came into power. But now it's, on steroids, bad. So it's, very bad. Dr. Ed, your website is very informative. I shared it to a group of expats retired in the Philippines, and they were very thankful. Okay, awesome. And hopefully you saw a little more thing up there. So coming soon, and I'm doing one on living overseas. I've done a few videos on living overseas, but now I'm going to bring these into the website as well. And on the website, in particular areas, like if you go into disability there and you click on that, I'm going to put little videos, maybe a little thing right there, Dr. Ed explains, over the next few months, weeks and months, and it'll have the video to explain the little sections a little bit more clear and give you all the insider tips, tricks, and secrets.